in this field of 52 champions going against the number 4 finisher, Mark Roth. Earl will shoot first, one of the 2 left-handers in our field today. He is on the left lane. Shot number 1. And leaving a 7-pin, Bo.
Chris, Earl Anthony has the experience and not much of an advantage really against Mark Roth, but he's bowled on this pair many a times. He's won this title twice. Mark Roth still looking for his first major title.
And on this pair, the championship pair, Earl Anthony averaged 192. The composite average of the 5 was 219. For the 7. All right, it's a spare for Earl Anthony, who, well, a man that did sustain a heart attack, came back. He is now 42. He'll be 43 on Monday. Here's 30-year-old Mark Roth. 24 titles, and watch him crank them. And for the right-hander, leaving the 10-pin, Nelson.
Almost identical hits. Mark Roth being the right-hander left the solid 10, Earl Anthony the solid 7. Except Mark tries to shoot his spares a little different than Earl. Mark will move to the left for the ball straight and extremely hard. A little better way to shoot it than Earl does.
Right at the bowling return in cross lane. And he blew it. It is an open frame, count of 9 pins, and immediately trailing by 11. Let's see how that will affect his remaining shots. That's
Chris,
a tough break, Bo.
That's the same way he started the U.S. Open. Every time a major title has come around, Mark Roth has seemed to have trouble in the championship round. An easy spare for Mark. He blew the 10-pin first frame.
And he got everything but the 5 on the left lane now. He sort of got his dauber down a bit as he came back from the approach. He can't let that happen. We've seen him sort of lose his concentration, Bo, and that's when he's gotten into trouble. A great bowler.
I agree. I think he'll make this 5-pin, though.
Good solid hit. And a spare in the second frame of our very first game. This is the Firestone Tournament of Champions. The winner of this match will meet Pete Couture. The winner of that game will go against Gary Dickinson, and then 6'6" Steve Cook, the tournament leader, is waiting. Now, Earl Anthony, spare up shooting second frame. There's a first strike, and earlier we had a chance to ask Earl how much advantage it is for him with the confidence and experience on this pair.
I think the advantage I would have here is the fact that I've won this tournament twice before. I've been in the position of being under this kind of pressure before, and I've had a great year on TV this year. I've won 4 other championships this winter, and it looks like it's going to be a good year for me. I have a lot of confidence today.
And if Earl Anthony could go all the way today from the number 5 position, it'd be $30,000, and it'd be the most money ever won. He has $104,700 to date. And that big double tightening the screws and going out to a 21-pin lead. And you see his son, mustachioed Mike.
Chris, Earl hasn't bowled well on this pair in the earlier rounds, but it really makes very little difference because they get 1 hour practice before airtime on the championship pair. It's equal for everyone.
Hit averting, however, a split, leaving the 4-7 for the 30-year-old pro from Spring Lake Heights, New Jersey.
The contrasting style between Mark Roth and Earl Anthony, besides being left-handed and right-handed, are the power. Mark Roth, as you see his ball cut very sharply through the pins, almost left the 4-6-7. It depends on power and scattering the pins. Earl Anthony depends on the accuracy.
So after an open frame, back-to-back spares for Mark Roth, whose 7th appearance in our 16 tour telecasts. There you see the 23-pin lead held by Earl Anthony. Anthony's 9th appearance in 16 shows. Of course, you earned the right to get to this spot. It took 4 frames for the great Mark Roth to find the pocket. A strike in the 4th. We'll be back with more action live from Akron after this.
1966 Firestone champion, Wayne Zong. Tommy Hearns.
Another exciting Wide World of Sports show. That's today. What a fight. What a preview of the Derby. And it's a show that deserves an anniversary special as we look at Larry Laub, 6th place finisher. And mentioning the special, that's tonight at 8 Eastern and Pacific, 7 Central, celebrating the tradition of excellence. It's been a pleasure to be a part of that series. And a pleasure, long number of years, watching this man bowl as he leaves the 7-8.
Chris Earl Anthony with that smooth, methodical style, 5-step delivery, crooked arm, just pushes his ball to the target. He's very smooth. That time, he just threw the ball so slow, he actually hit a spot that it broke too sharply at the back end, did not get a good break at all, left the 7-8 split.
And with incredible control of the bowling ball. Came up too much, and there's the first open frame in this pressure-packed first match.
Earl narrowly missing, just by a quarter of an inch. As you saw the sharp break on the ball that Earl Anthony does have. Many people think he throws a relatively straight shot. Earl goes straight down the lane, then has the very sharp break at the back end. That's why he gets a good pin action, and yet can still keep it in play.
You remember how costly Roth's open frame was? Well, this costly for Earl. With the open, he went from a 21-pin lead down to a 9, which he now holds, and that's how the pros bounce back, with a strike in the 5th frame, and he keeps looking up at his wife, Susie, and his son, Mike.
Roth with a chance to take the lead in the match with a double here. Trails by 9.
So at one time, trailing by 23, now he takes a 1-pin lead.
Mark Roth with the style that he doesn't even know. He takes sometimes 5 steps, 6 steps, sometimes 7, but he's in great position as he releases the ball. Depends on that powerful wrist action. See, his fingers are going straight towards the pins, almost like a straight ball, but that tremendous wrist snap at the last moment imparts the power that lets Roth be so successful.
Now he'll try for a lead of 11. And gets it. A 3-bagger and an 11-pin lead for Mark Roth, who is making only his 2nd appearance in the finals of the Firestone.
Watch that wrist action loft by Roth in this shot. A tremendous shot. You see that wrist roll right through the ball. The ball lofted about 6 to 7 feet out on the lane when he was really trying to hold the ball back on lane 27. Now has an 11-pin lead.
Strike up. Oh, yes. Back to 1 pin now. Great first match. Pete Couture of Windsor Locks, Connecticut will meet the winner.